is one of them.
In 2018, to the person who will shout the loudest amen, no one shall be missing in your homes in Jesus' name.
We're mentoring about 30 people in art, in stage ethics, and in dance and the rest of them, and they are doing well. But I'm taking on another set of people. I'm trusting that by the grace of God, in about 5 years, I will have mentored nothing less than 5,000 people.
His advice to upcoming artists:
Anything that's not supported or enhanced by growth and gradual process will always fall all of a sudden. Look at every venture in the world. Growth helps you to understand the process. It helps you to understand the business. And that is the reason why I've always advocated for apprenticeship. Yes, apprenticeship. You have to learn under someone so that you can learn the craft, learn the business, and this happens over time. It's not something you just snap your finger and get. And that's the reason why you see a lot of people all of a sudden, hey, according to your language, youth, oblo. Sebe, that's right. Come on. Bend down low. Come on, bend down low. Your hands up. How big your God is? Like this?
Looking at this man, he looks 60, but he is actually a young man in his 30s. Although he prefers that part of his life private. He is Michael Fashino, also known as Erujeje. Erujeje is a foremost comedian in Yoruba land from Ogun State, Owu precisely.
Somebody is here. You have been running in your dreams for the past consecutive 5 days. You ran on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today, Saturday, you are planning to run again. And each time you run in your dreams, it's as if a masquerade is pursuing you. And you wake up sweating and breathing very profusely. When you wake up, the Lord is asking me to tell you, don't worry, continue to run. He's preparing you for the Olympics.
He holds a higher national diploma in music technology, Polytechnic Ibadan, as well as bagged BSc in microbiology from University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. According to him, starting the Erujeje concept was very challenging at the beginning of his career.
My concept is a synergy of a whole lot of things that happened over the years, a metamorphosis, as it were. And so I recall that back in Ibadan in those days, went to stay there alone. I left my family. I didn't have anything. I was inspired to do that. Because I'd left my family, I did not have anything at all. I mean, I was so poor. Poor people will look at me and say, this man is poor. And then that is to show you the extent to which I was in lack. And the opera that was written by me a long time ago is titled Erujeje. And the character you see happens to be the main character in that script. The remuneration that we were getting that time was not as encouraging. So we had to cut down on the cast. So we started, it was a 50-man cast. So we started cutting down until it became one person, the person you are looking at. And it was natural to just take on that name.
But today, the name Erujeje is an inspiration to so many people locally and internationally.
The very first invitation I got from the United States is an all-white church. Quite shocking. But what I've noticed about God, he has every experience, every platform, wherever, just like the scripture says, wherever the sole of your feet treads upon, he has given it to you. So whenever I'm set with a challenge, for example, I'm invited by a set of people who don't understand my language, I get to carry out research, and so that when I stand there, I'm able to deliver and I'm able to be relevant and communicate at the same time. For example, today, if you invite me to the north, I don't know how to speak Hausa, but I must go and learn. And by the time I get there, the grace of God will come, and it will be as if I've been speaking Hausa for a long time. So,
he has been and is still mentoring youths, and his son, Obato, is one of them.
In 2018, to the person who will shout the loudest amen, No one shall be missing in your homes in Jesus' name.
For example, I'm on a path where I'm going to be mentoring about 30 people in art, in stage ethics, and in dance and the rest of them, and they are doing well. But I'm taking out another set of people. I'm trusting that by the grace of God, in about 5 years, I will have mentored nothing less than 5,000 people.
His advice to upcoming artists.
Anything that's not supported or enhanced by growth and gradual process will always fall all of a sudden. Look at every venture in the world. Growth helps you to understand the process. It helps you to understand the business. And that is the reason why I've always advocated for apprenticeship. Yes, apprenticeship. You have to learn under someone so that you can learn the craft, learn the business, and this happens over time. It's not something you just snap your finger and get. And that's the reason why you see a lot of people all of a sudden, hey, according to your language, youth, oblo. Sebe, that's right. Come on. Bend down low. Come on, bend down low. Your hands up.
In the fashion world, it gets boring to see the same old style just about everywhere you go. Every lady loves to see new styles every time, just as the season depicts now. It's no secret that exaggerated sleeves are right in vogue. Whether they are being exposed or emphasized, they are the season's main attractions now.
Joromi, I want you to love me. Joromi, baby. Joromi, Joro. Kilo de, why you know they call me Kilo de, baby.
This time, we've seen the best of sleeves with different trends that grace the fashion world. However, exaggerated or big sleeves dress gives off a stylish and polished vibe, but it also defines how fierce your style taste truly is.
I love it. I love wearing it because it's very nice and it's very fine. Like I'm big and I have big armor. So if I wear it, my armor will not show. So that's why I love wearing it.
Say it's okay, but it depends on the nature of or the structure of the ladies that wear it. That's what make it to be competed on them now. Because some ladies, they will see what their fellow ladies put on, they will try to wear it without checking whether the thing will fit them or not.
People use it as fashion, but me basically I don't like it.
It depends. Some likes it and some don't like it. Actually, most slim ladies doesn't like it, maybe because it's very big, but the fat one, the chubby one, likes it because it's going to cover the armhole. You know, those ladies that has big and those ladies that have stretch marks too. So it's going to cover the stretch marks and cover their armhole. So it's a very, very beautiful style. Depends on, you know, fashion has to do with your shape too. That's how it is.
Exaggerated sleeve dress is creative and interesting. Why not try one on today and look stylish?
A bid to meet our consumption need and discourage importation of agricultural products that are readily available in the country. The federal government has continued to encourage Nigerians to embrace agriculture. Consequently, Nigeria has in recent times witnessed increase in agricultural produce, although there have been concerns about non-eco-friendly agricultural practices. Closely related to these is the change in the lifestyle of Nigerians, which has brought about preference for packaged synthesized food and pervasive use of plastic and other non-biodegradable materials in the packaging of food products and other consumables, which are difficult to dispose. The materials, such as takeaway packs, nylons, water bottles, and sachets, have littered every corner, sidewalk, gutters, and waterways, which, according to experts, are toxic and harmful to the environment and unhealthy to man.
When you talk about agricultural practices, In those days, we normally go for this organic agriculture, and that is, we have less use of artificial fertilizers that we add to our farmlands. But nowadays, we are trying to tend towards the usage of these inorganic fertilizers, NPK, 50%, and what have you. So when you now put excess of this fertilizer in your farmland, when there is rainfall, some of these fertilizer will be washed into the nearest water bodies.
When we say eco-friendly, we're just saying having a friendly environment. And for the environment to be friendly, we have to be kind to it. When we don't develop in sustainable ways, we don't use sustainable approaches, the environment comes back, make demands on us, and most times it comes with consequences.
An eco-friendly life is one free of practices harmful to the environment, so as to conserve our natural resources. How do we begin to remedy the situation?
I think I will recommend organic fertilizers instead of these inorganic fertilizers. Organic fertilizers are those ones that you can get from plant manure, animals, extracts, all those stuff. So those ones are biodegradable and they are eco-friendly compared to these inorganic fertilizers. Sensitization, there are a lot of Ministry of Health has a good role to play there, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Agriculture. All the stakeholders must come together to chart a way forward.
When we are saying we go green, we mean that instead of eating from a plastic bag, you eat from a paper plate, okay? Or some other form of sustainable means that we can serve our meals. We don't have to necessarily serve our foods in non-degradable materials. These things are not just semantics. We are not just supposed to just say them, oh, let's go green. It has to go with research. It has to go with efforts. And when I mean efforts, I mean from everyone. There are no small measures. Everyone is inclusive, you know, from the smallest person, consumer, to our governments, you know, and to big organizations who are all involved.
Having eco-friendly environment goes hand in hand with embracing organic food, which has no artificial modification, unlike junk or processed foods, which are mainly manufactured or synthesized with preservatives. Organic foods include natural fruits and vegetables, grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and dairy products.
Things are actually changing, and due to that, people want jobs that will fetch them money. And as they come back, what do you expect? They want something that will be convenient and very safe for them. So now that things are actually packed, you know, you want soup is packed, you want yam is packed, you want even akara is packed. So, and they come home late. So what they actually do when they come, they get those things nearby from supermarkets or from other stores and just get home and cook. So that's why it's convenient for them. What is expected is to inform them about natural food, to avoid any form of health hazards that might happen or occur to an individual or individuals.
It is high time we embrace eco-friendly agricultural practices, grow our own vegetables, and raise our own livestock. We must also recycle more and avoid plastic packaging. As we produce and consume natural organic food, we have better health and generate biodegradable waste which nature can easily handle, thus making the environment healthier for us all.
Mothers, are you ready? Now your cup of tea. Join NTA Lagos Channel 10 as we celebrate World Breastfeeding Week 2025 from August 1st to 7th of August. A global initiative by WABA to promote and support breastfeeding for a healthier and stronger generation. The CS team prioritize breastfeeding, create sustainable support system, underscoring the vital role of community and institutional support in helping mothers nurture the future. In commemoration of this international movement, we're excited to present the NTA Lagos Baby Show, featuring drama, health, games, quiz, and the highlights of the day is a baby show contest. To participate, mothers with babies exclusively breastfed from 0 to 6 months are invited. Pick up a registration form at the programs department. Date, Tuesday, August 5th, time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises, Tejo Shoyaba, Lagos. For inquiries, please call the following numbers. Breastfeeding, a mother's priceless gift to her baby.
Insurance policies, among other benefits, provide economic protection, shares risks, encourage savings, and eliminate dependency, which will help policyholders to easily survive unforeseen adversity. However, many Nigerians seem not to attach any importance to insurance. Life insurance is a contract between an insurance policyholder and an insurer or assurer, where the insurer promises to pay a designated beneficiary a sum in exchange for a premium upon the death of an assured person. In spite of the importance of this policy, it has been observed that many people do not have an idea of what it is to buy the policy.
For now, I don't think it's necessary. I don't even know if it works in Nigeria, like if does it operate in Nigeria.
Life insurance policy is a product that one has to key into for the purpose of investing for old age and making sure that when one is old, one will have something to fall back on than when you are old, begin to suffer or to look for other people to assist you. So once you have life insurance policy, you are as good as having security at old age. The minimum you can start with is 500,000.
It is rather striking that fear and apprehension are part of the equation. For so many, it requires a monthly premium payment over their lifetime. For others, the cost may be seen to be too great to cover their needs. Also, findings show the concern that the insurer may not benefit from the policy while still alive.
For many people, they are being scared about this policy. Insurance policies in this country is more or less like fraud. Insurance operators, they will ask you, uberima fide, utmost good faith. You declare everything, they will tell you, but from their own side, there will be certain things, certain information that are hidden. Insurance generally, when you want to take it, well, your claim will be paid as at when due, this and that, but it is when that event occurs that they will now go into the next level of their operation.
The last time I heard about the insurance, I heard specific amount being mentioned. Definitely, it is not everybody that will be able to do that.
I believe I have not orientated much about the life insurance, so that's why I don't have.
I don't have life insurance because I have not have the assets, the facilities that will lead me to life insurance.
Although there are concerns, life insurance policies have lots of benefits. It has favorable tax treatment, unlike other financial instruments.
So if it is 9 years, every 3 years we pay you 30% of the amount you are buying until maturity. So you pay your first installment, you pay your second installment. Then at the end of the maturity, we pay you 100%.
They have to publicize it, say a lot about it through the media.
Owing to the concerns, there is need, therefore, to redefine life insurance policies. More awareness should be created by insurance policy holders through advocacy campaigns to encourage people to buy into the policy.
Are you searching for a space to ignite your creativity? NTA Lagos Channel 10 Studio provides the answer. Our studio is spacious and fully equipped with modern broadcasting equipment suitable for your programs and competitions. For recording and production of kiddies programs, spelling bee competitions, participatory rehearsals, programs and live performances, NTA Lagos Channel 10 Studio provides the ideal environment to bring your vision to life. Our team of professionals are dedicated to help you achieve your goals, provide expert guidance, and support every step of the way. Contact us today to book your session at an affordable and discounted rate and let your creativity shine. For more inquiries, please call the following numbers: 0816-008-7357, 006-286-9030, and 0812-324-5519. NTA Lagos Channel 10 Studio, where creativity meets excellence.
NTA 10, Station for Excellence.
According to the United Nations Children's Fund, Nigeria has the highest number of people still practicing open defecation. The implication of this is that Nigeria needs to do more in the provision of public sanitation facilities. The gravity of the situation can be illustrated with Lagos, home to more than 13 million people and the center of intense economic and business activities in Nigeria. Despite the huge population and all its hustle and bustle, public toilets and other sanitation facilities are grossly inadequate and often unusable by people who want to answer nature's call. In a bid to improve on the sanitation and public toilet situation, we gathered that Lagos Ministry of Environment, in partnership with a private organization, upgraded and refurbished some public toilet facilities in Lagos. It is obvious that more needs to be done. With many people disposing their waste in all sorts of places, Lagos, like several other cities in Africa, faces severe negative effects on public health due to poor human waste disposal.
In Nigeria, open defecation is still on a very high side and is increasing annually. Mobile toilets are means of meeting the shortage in facilities for toilets. Sitting on a toilet in public wouldn't probably lead to you having an infection in whatever way. I know as a doctor I've come in contact with patients who think that they got a urinary tract infection from the toilet or a genital infection from the toilet. Maybe they have a discharge, they think it's from using a public toilet. But no, those things are highly unlikely. What is likely to be picked up from a public toilet is whatever you pick up with your hand and take into your mouth. So fecal-orally transmitted infection, because stool actually contain a large load of germs.
Before, we formerly go inside bush, we go along the road, but now when we have this one, we are very fine.
To meet 2030 deadline for the eradication of open defecation in Nigeria, both the government and private sector must work together to reverse the ugly trend. While the government at all levels must continue to create awareness and improve on the public sanitation facilities, the portable restroom industry should see these as an opportunity to invest in mobile toilet business. With the increasing demand for the mobile toilets, owner companies will find it more profitable ventures with unlimited growth.
A situation where before and after use of the toilet, there are some certain things expected of you, and this should be carried out before you use the toilet, and even after you have used it, you should make it fit for the next user.
Toilet hygiene is very important. In fact, we know the effects of not having toilets around. They could lead to outbreak of diseases. And recently, Nigeria has been rated as one of the second or even first in open defecation. So toilet hygiene is very important.
They should provide wash hand bases also with running water in the tap. They should provide liquid soap in dispensers, not hand soaps. They should also provide drying system for the hand after hand washing, either disposable papers or a hot air dryer. And apart from that, they should provide a means of a system of cleaning such that it is always kept clean. Yes, users are supposed to clean up after themselves, but it won't be. Someone has to be in charge of cleaning these places. So those are the minimum standards. Those are the minimum things to provide.
With sustained collaborative efforts by all stakeholders and conscious efforts by Nigerians to make Nigeria clean and healthy, before long, the giant of Africa will begin to witness sanitation revolution that will be the envy of all.
Chief. Good morning, sir. You are here already?
No. Now my spirit day, my body day for house. What kind of question is that? Were you not the one that fixed this meeting for 8 a.m.? You are now coming by 10 a.m. and start asking me jab questions.
But Chief, now, I'm sorry. Don't you also go late for meetings sometimes? You know now, African time.
No more African time. And no more pancaking of face during office hours. At the end of the day, we will lose valuable time. We will not make progress. If we want to move this nation forward, we must treat business as business and respect time. Change begins with me.
Thank you, sir. I am sorry. Can we go for the meeting now, Chief?
Later.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Man is a social being who loves to live in the society with other human beings. It is a known fact that man cannot stay alone. He has to relate to the social environment. This could be his home, community, or his state. For him to build better relationship, he needs to communicate. Today's communication has gone beyond the use of telephone, electric telegraph, and newspapers. The advent of the internet made life easy. It revolutionized communication to the extent that it is now the preferred medium of everyday communication, which gave birth to social media. Social media, a means of interaction amongst people in which they create, share, and exchange information, as well as ideas in virtual communities and networks. Such tools include Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and so many others have helped break down geographical barriers that once restricted communication with its benefits, which includes sharing information, publicity, meeting people, and growing brands.
Social media has helped in communication in the sense that it has helped the transmission of information and messages easier, and it has largely bridged the gap. Like, we don't have issues of, okay, our relatives are abroad, we can't talk to them. Through Facebook, through Twitter, we can always talk to them and communicate to them.
There's a lot of advantage on the social media platform. Like, basically it helps a lot of people when it comes to business, when it comes to exposing to arts, actually music. It helps a lot of people because it has that platform that people can use to, reach out to a bigger market.
Social media also has its challenges that could diminish understanding and thoughtfulness and even pose as a threat. This could come in form of cyberbullying, cybercrime, stalking, fraud, and infringement of privacy.
Cyberbullying, actually, it's not a good thing. It's about when people use your information against you. Maybe your picture. You can have an anonymous person take your information, get to use them against you. Maybe your picture, someone can create a fake profile and use your picture against you, your information. And that way people might think it's you, but basically it's not you.
The prevalence of social media has also made it easy for content shared by individuals to be viewed by strangers as well as acquaintances, thereby creating room for insecurity.
On social media, it's like a pass. People can't get to you except you allow them. So when someone infringes on your privacy, I think you've left room for that to some level.
Due to the anonymous nature of the internet, people could sit behind the screen from anywhere in the world and commit fraudulent activities. So it behoves individuals to be more security conscious, to be aware.
With a trend in social media where everyone wants to network, while some have been lucky to enjoy the benefits of social media, some have also suffered the negative side, especially as it concerns their private life.
There is no framework for regulating what goes into the social media. And there are people's rights. Right to privacy is involved. Right to freedom of expression is there. People's right to know is there. But see, you need to balance these rights. If you say, I have freedom of expression, that freedom does not include freedom to libel somebody or to, disparage the reputation of a person and organization.
The benefits of social media cannot be overemphasized, as it hasn't only connected people with their loved ones, but it's one of the means of growing businesses and creating innovations. However, we must shun all manner of negativity associated with it, while users should be cautious and more conservative on sharing information concerning their personal life.
Lagos is the commercial nerve center in Nigeria, accounting for over 60% of economic activities in the country. The state is a major hub for the headquarters of national and global companies, coupled with a large concentration of several industries, both medium and large scale, which ranges from textile, food and beverage, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, just to mention a few. However, some of these industries have collapsed due to a lot of economic pressure.
And there are quite a number of dimensions to why we have come to the point we find ourselves. First, there is the infrastructure dimension. Manufacturing or industrial activities depend a great deal on infrastructure. There's a lot of logistics around manufacturing. Logistics from the point of view of the raw materials, logistics from the point of view of having to clear your cargo at the ports, equipment and raw materials, logistics from the point of view of having to distribute your finished goods across the country. We also have the issue of inflation. Inflation now, headline inflation is over 18%. That also has implications. Then you have the regulatory environment. Sometimes many manufacturers complain about the very tough regulatory environment. Then you have the issue of the influx of foreign products in the market. A lot of these products come in, especially from Asia. Sometimes they are landing here at 50% of the price of locally produced items. So how will they survive?
With the unfortunate harsh climate for industrial boom, some of the factory sites and warehouses have been acquired by event centers, shopping malls and worship centers. This, in turn, has its implications on national development.
You cannot blame the worship centers. They have what they want. They have money, and the owner of the industry want the money, and they want the warehouse. So it's trade by barter. Nobody forced anybody.
Well, the likely implication is that our manufacturing sector will continue to go down. Manufacturing sector contribution to GDP today is less than 10%. That is the reality. So we are running an economy where the manufacturing sector is not competitive, it's not thriving, where the mortality rate of manufacturing investment is very high. Then, of course, you have it compounds the problem of unemployment.
No doubt, the conversion of these industries for other purposes have worsened the country's growing unemployment rate and may be responsible for sluggish economic growth. But how can we correct the menace?
Government should please pay attention to industries, especially those that are locally manufacturing products using our local raw material. At least 80% is local raw material. Using it, they should give them attention. They should give them grants. They should give them, incentive, because even abroad there are some products that are owned by Americans, and they keep injecting money in them to make sure that those companies does not fail. And even establish factory estates. What we see is house estate, but you can be factory estates, industrial estates, where people can actually go and rent and be producing. It makes it easy.
One cannot deny the fact that industrialization is a strategic enabler of economic growth, innovation, employment opportunities, and financial stability. Therefore, conscious efforts must be made by the government to revitalize some of these viable industries, as this is one way to stabilize our economy, grow our local markets, and retain our position on the global map.
Wait, I forgot the camera.
Oh my God! Somebody tell me I'm not dreaming.
Nigeria film industry, known as Nollywood, is one out of many sectors contributing immensely to the nation's development. According to research, Nollywood is globally recognized as the second largest film producers in the world, with a projected worth of $6.4 billion in 2021 and produces about 2,500 films annually. In recent times, the Nigerian film industry has witnessed all manners of controversies, especially as regards to sex for roles. How true is this?
Sex for role, sexual harassment, it does exist in Nollywood. So also does it exist in other places. The issue of harassment, if you can't report it, you walk away. I cannot be talented. You are not paying me so well for my talent, and yet you want to have sex before you give me a role.
Anybody who says it's not true will be lying to himself and deceiving the whole world, because we're very familiar with the fact that the issue of sex for anything, it's something that transcends all disciplines in life.
Officially, I can say it is not true. Probably it does exist on the ground, but at a good level, we are very, very serious about it. We frown at it.
The term sex for roles connotes a situation where an upcoming actor or actress will be asked to engage in a sexual relationship with a higher colleague before being given a role. Movie producers are mostly accused of this.
I would say all parties are guilty. All parties are guilty, let me repeat that. And this includes actors, producers, directors, script writers, and everybody who is involved in every nitty-gritty discipline in the act of filmmaking.
Sex for roles syndrome has been totally condemned by many. However, conscious effort is being put in place to correct this ugly trend.
We have put measures in place to forestall its occurrence. When the administration came in, we set up a committee, and also we have a hotline, dedicated hotline known to members, especially female members, on harassments, abuses and all that, coming from even the casting couch, sexual harassments and all that. But I tell you, for over 3 years now, we have not had any official report, any complaint from any member being harassed sexually or otherwise.
The way to end it is to speak up, irrespective of whether something is done or not. Speak up so that other people will be on guard, especially when they relate with such producers.
The Nigerian film industry is a potential goldmine to the nation, Africa, and the world at large. So we must ensure the standards are set and the right values placed on this lucrative industry while we continue to nurture talents and promote national development.
Polytechnic education is considered the solid foundation of national development, as it has all that is required to strengthen the economy of a nation. Howbeit, Polytechnic in Nigeria is believed to have deviated from their core mandate of producing graduates with the technical know-how and expertise in other sectors of education, such as humanities. Has this mandate changed?
Polytechnic education is to train high, middle-level manpower resources, students that can go out there to meet the basic needs of the economy, whether in the factory, in the industries, in every other places. They are the ones, we train them to be able to use their hand to acquire skill, not just theory. They must apply it right here in the school before going out there. So for development in the society, in the economy generally, all aspects of the economy, we train students. We train them to be able to apply the knowledge directly, immediately, quickly. Here you talk of engineering, marine technology, whichever kind of engineering. Apart from this, students have been finding it difficult to relate with the reality of what we are teaching them, because these facilities are not on the ground. imagination, telling them perception about a particular thing that they're supposed to handle or use inside the laboratory or in the studio or workshop. When those things are not there, we just teach them to be able to perceive and tell them how to use it. Whereas, in fact, all the studios, laboratories, classroom, and every other thing like that are supposed to be available.
The mandate of polytechnic education is to produce students who are well equipped with technical and entrepreneurial skills that will help develop the economy of a nation.
Over the years, 10 years or more, we know there have been a gradual reduction in the effort of the lecturers and the output that we give out. It is a fact like that, but it is not sufficient to say that we have deviated. What led to the deviation is some of what I have said: insufficient fund, lack of facilities that will improve and aid the students in understanding and meeting up with the societal needs. So these things are not available, but efforts have been made. We go as far as personal contribution of lecturers, of even the institutions like Yaba Tech, to a large extent. So many things have been added. Entrepreneurship education is there for the student, not only to learn about the core of what they come to do, but to learn a skill, so that when they leave the school, they can even be self-employed or even be contributing to improving the level of unemployment.
Like, the equipment are not up to date. It makes practicals very, very, like, it's not very easy to do practicals in school.
Lecturers are doing very well because they are teaching us to a good standard. But the only issue I have with the course of studying mass comm is we lack some basic equipment we need for practical classes.
Amidst the challenges that makes this tough to achieve, why has the Polytechnic institution not been able to produce any scientific research for the growth and development of Nigeria?
Our mandate, so to say, is not only to train these students, but to be science-oriented so that they can bring us models of what we are teaching them, to be able to link it to the development of the country. We have been doing that, and tremendously, so many polytechnics have done so many things. It needs a lot of funding and assistance from government, from the polytechnics themselves, to assist the students who have an idea, that have a model, to assist them. They have got down 3, 4, 5 of them sometimes, sit down to bring out a model of a particular thing or a process through which a particular job can be done, or some other products that can be used in lieu of what we know as raw materials presently. So it is, to a large extent, scientific research are going on, and modeling, producing prototypes is going on tremendously.
It is believed that if the challenges faced by the Nigerian Polytechnic could be surmounted, then there would be great advancement in technology that will aid rapid development that will strengthen the nation.
The rapid growth of digital technology in the 21st century has expanded point-of-sale technology from just a sales portal into comprehensive payment processing systems that often integrate with other business tools. POS, which is known as point-of-sale system, is a fast-growing, lucrative business that has taken over every corner of banks, streets, shopping malls, and markets for cash withdrawals and transfers.
Agency banking was set up really to provide banking services for hard-to-reach areas. It's a way to ensure that places where banks cannot open branches or they don't have ATMs, the people are still able to access banking services. We have several players. You have the agent service providers like the MMOs, mobile money operators, or the super agents. Then you have the banks who also participate. They have the customers. They also have some agents. Then you have the agents themselves. The agents are the ones who are all over, who actually serve the customers directly.
Owning a POS point-of-sale outlet is probably one of the most lucrative businesses in Nigeria currently. While some people focus on it as a primary source of income, one would wonder how they make profits, considering the technicalities involved.
There is no much something because the bank has already give us the exact money that we can charge people, and most people are aware of it.
The people that own the terminal, they have like 16 naira. The one is 40 naira, you understand? So when you do like so many people, like 20, 10 people, when you calculate like 40 naira, that's how we make our own profits.
There are a lot of parties involved. First of all, the fee that can be charged is 0.5%, capped at 1,000 naira. That's what's been approved by the CBN. That 0.5% is shared by several entities. The first one will be the issuer of the card. So the bank or whoever issued that card earns 30% of that 0.5% of 1,000 naira. The next person who gets anything there is the acquirer, and they get 7.5% of that. The next is the PTSP, who is the Payment Terminal Service Provider. They earn 25% of that fee. Then you have the terminal owner, so that person earns 25% of the income. We have the switching company, who is in charge of doing all the switches. They earn 5%. And the last is the payment service aggregator, who earns 7.5%. So when you add that up, you get 100%. Now for the agents, they charge this fee and they earn above it. So they tend to charge a little bit more than the 0.5%, so they can earn something on it. So it's a game of numbers.
It is said that some agents have means of avoiding the stamp duty. How?
The agents do not avoid paying stamp duty. Stamp duty, the 50 naira is paid for transactions above 10,000 naira. So what the agents do most times is encourage people to do transactions below 10,000.
Every business comes with various expenditures. For the POS money point, operators have to deal with some running costs like buying data and printing papers. How do they bear the cost?
I buy normal data, that's 1,500 a month. And then paper.
Those POS machines are run with SIM cards and they have data on it. It's not the agent's responsibility to provide that. The banks or the PTSP usually handle that charge for them. For the paper, the printing paper that they use, the PTSPs and the banks also provide it. At times they have to buy. They make their income by ensuring they do a lot of transactions.
The POS system have come to stay. They make transactions faster and easier, and also track all of our transactions and thus give you insights into daily revenue. Most importantly, providing jobs for a reasonable number of Nigerians and ultimately reducing the unemployment rate. Mothers, are you ready? Join NTA Lagos Channel 10 as we celebrate World Breastfeeding Week 2025 from August 1st to 7th of August. A global initiative by WABA to promote and support breastfeeding for a healthier and stronger generation. The CS team prioritize breastfeeding, create sustainable support system, underscoring the vital role of community and institutional support in helping mothers nurture the future. In commemoration of this international movement, we're excited to present the NTA Lagos Baby Show, featuring drama, health, games, quiz, and the highlights of the day is a baby show contest. To participate, mothers with babies exclusively breastfed from 0 to 6 months are invited. Pick up a registration form at the Programs Department. Date, Tuesday, August 5th, time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises, Tejo Shoyaba, Lagos. For inquiries, please call the following numbers. Breastfeeding, a mother's priceless gift to her baby.
The educational system in Nigeria, which is from kindergarten, primary, secondary, and tertiary, has been dominated by instability, and as a result, a unified set of education policies is yet to be successfully implemented. Regional differences in quality, curriculum, and funding characterize the education system in Nigeria. In our research, it was gathered that Nigeria possessed the largest population of out-of-school learning youth in the world, about 10 million to be precise. 27 million performing very poorly. Millions are half-educated, and over 60 million are illiterate. Was this the state of education about some 40 years ago?
Education that time was very good, very perfect, because the population of schools was very small,
and the number of children in each of the classes was also very small, teachers were able to take adequate care of the number of children in schools. And there was thorough supervision of people who were in government that time. There were teachers' colleges, and the training was sound. In fact, what most teachers of nowadays know, after their degree, had been known by teachers who went to grade 2 and grade 3 teachers' colleges that time.
Also, he shared the good news about what it takes to be a student or a teacher in the 60s and 70s compared to today's schooling.
One of them was the respect that people had for teachers. Parents respected teachers. Pupils respected teachers.
Talking about training and retraining, so many teachers lately are being trained and retrained to ensure that they are standing tall, they up their games, knowing fully well that the children they're educating, they are 21st century children. If you don't up your games, they will teach you what you should have taught them. They're talking about bonding between learners and teachers. It's not the way it used to be. Currently, there are a lot of bonding between teachers and learners so that they'll be free to even express themselves to their teachers. Talking about training and retraining, professionalism in this field, in this sector of education, it has helped also to groom children who can also stand tall.
Good and well-structured educational system is one of the vital factors in the socio-economic development of any nation. It is for this reason that governments across the world devote a good chunk of available resources to the development of the education sector. In Nigeria, for instance, Lagos is arguably the state with the highest number of schools, students, and teachers. Hence, provision of qualitative education in Lagos has been a daunting task, as the government had to ensure an addition to the facilities and infrastructure. The curriculum to include sports, ICT, vocational and technical skills, training and retraining of teachers.
In improving the capacity and welfare of school personnel, over 12.8 million naira has been disbursed, housing loan has been disbursed to teachers. We continue training teachers, existing teachers, new teachers in modern technologies, modern instructional methodologies. Right now we have 31 primary and about 15 secondary inclusive schools where children who are learning challenge can go to school with other children. It's important that they learn to socialize. We've introduced a number of courses in our schools, aluminium fabrication, marine engineering, and we are also working with the public sector, private sector to do this.
To dig Nigeria's educational system out of the hole it's in, appointment of experts as commissioners and ministers of education is key. Funding, which is the biggest problem confronting Nigeria's education system, should be given priority. Incessant strikes affecting most of our tertiary institutions should be checked. Welfare of staff, that is teachers and lecturers, should be prioritized. With the implementation of these solutions, Nigeria's education system will be well on its way to realizing government commitments to its own policies and sustainable development goals.
Yaba left. That is the common phrase among locals in Lagos, used to indicate mental issues.
Privatization, just like you have said, they will say, it's a candidate of Yaba left. And they don't know that Yaba left is a place where sanity reigns. It's the Yaba right, where you see people fighting, drinking, all sort of concussions. You see some of them will remove their dress. On the other side, the Yaba right. You go there, you will see them at the bus stop there. Some will just be grabbing other women going along the street. And you know that's where the insanity reigns.
It is cultural for us in Nigeria to cover up things, so it is almost impossible to identify who has a mental illness. It is a major challenge the nation is battling with. Oftentimes, one noticeable sign of mental illness is depression, and the ripple effect of depression in the lives of mental illness victims are huge and must be given utmost precautions and prevention.
A lot of things could be the cause. I can't really say it's a thing in particular. It could be some other thing, not being able to have the mind to control whatever situation you find yourself.
Being depressed, whatever it is you are going through, talk to people. The only way to conquer depression.
And then most people have plans for life, and things don't seem to be falling in place. And then everybody has like, oh, by this certain age, I want to be here.
Depression causes
Oga, open your full tank.
Hold on, please. Let me calm down.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you've rubbed off your meter.
Oh, Oga, we no longer tamper with our fuel dispense meter because it is cheating and corruption. I will always sell fuel to all customers at the correct amount because change begins with me.
Nice one.
Yes, sir. How much, Oga?
Fill up.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Lagos is a major African financial center and the economic hub of the nation. The mega city is also known for its rich lifestyle, which revolves around entertainment. Parties in Lagos is known as Owambe. It usually features dance, good food, and of course, breathtaking Asoebi styles. Asoebi is a term coined from two Yoruba words, Aso meaning cloth and Ebi which means family, literally interpreted as cloth worn by family. Asoebi is a uniform dress code or style which originated amongst the Yorubas of Western Nigeria and is traditionally worn in the country and other African cultures. There are several reasons why people wear Asoebi.
The importance of wearing Asoebi at parties basically is for uniformity, because when you wear Asoebi, you can recognize who is who on Asoebi.
People want their event to be memorable. It's like having an event without jollof rice. That event is not complete. So people want their party, they want their events to be top notch. So any party without Asoebi, that's not a party.
The Asoebi used to join family together. So it's because of the shame make people make sure that know how I must wear the Asoebi.
Asoebi adds color and glamour to parties in Lagos with amazing and trending styles usually displayed at birthdays, weddings and burial ceremonies. Lagosians always look forward to the selected Asoebi as it is believed it makes a statement about the class of people in an event.
When you say you want baby pink for your event, the moment someone just hears pink and there's no Asoebi, you will just see all shades of pink and it becomes color riots. So I feel like Asoebi is important. We should be hell-bent with Asoebi. That's why you see some events, they say no Asoebi, no entry.
I don't really believe in the Asoebi thing because several times I've gone to weddings that I have to buy Asoebi. For instance, I buy the Asoebi 20K, and at the end of the day when I get to the tailor, I have to sew it for 18K. So for me, Asoebi is actually very stressful.
Asoebi comes in different fabrics, majorly Ankara or lace, which is stylishly made according to individual taste to suit that occasion. It has formed a major part of most parties. In fact, it has become a selling point for designers to get new styles, while some celebrants see it as a cash cow. It might interest you to know that the cost of purchasing Asoebi has left many bankrupt.
The people that owe money for Asoebi, then pass their boundary. They're supposed to ask for small one. Even the 5 years, 3 people can sew it. 6 years, 3 people can sew it.
Why do you have to go bankrupt because of Asoebi? It's just for that day. And after that day, what happens? A lot of people do Asoebi that they don't wear after the day that they go for that event. It ends up in their closet. So I feel it's so unnecessary, so uncalled for. Why would you borrow? Because you want to belong, like because the society says, yes, you have to be. No. I think it shouldn't be that way.
People sell Asoebi to extort people, which is not so nice. You see people buy Asoke, a bundle for 4,000 and sell just one gele out of it for 10,000 naira. The profit is crazy, but it has not outlived its purpose.
Asoebi has come to stay and accepted as part of our culture. It is fast becoming a sign of solidarity and adds spice to every event. However, in as much as everyone wants to steal the show with their beautiful Asoebi styles, caution should be placed when choosing Asoebi either as a celebrant or a participant. Remember, life continues after the party.
This is what happens when we elect public servants and don't tell them what to do for us. Voting is not the end. It is just the beginning.
Seven leadership principles you can learn from an eagle. 1. Eagles fly alone and at high altitudes. Stay away from narrow-minded people, those that bring you down, and keep good company. 2. Eagles have an accurate vision. Have a vision and remain focused regardless of the obstacles, and you will succeed. 3. Eagles do not eat dead things. They feed only on fresh prey. Do not rely on your past accomplishments. Keep looking for new frontiers to conquer. 4. Eagles love the storm. Achievers are not afraid of challenges. Rather, they release them and use them profitably. 5. When a female eagle meets a male eagle, she tests him for commitment. Whether it's a personal life or professional, one should test the commitment of people intended for partnership. 6. Eagles prepare for training. Leave your comfort zone. There is no growth there. 7. When the eagle grows old, they hunt themselves for new feathers. We occasionally need to shed off the old habits. Things that burden us or add no value to our lives should be let go.
Apart from revenue generated in sectors like manufacturing, financial services, agriculture, and transportation, Nigeria also generates lots of revenue from communication and technology. According to Startup Blink's ranking of Africa's top tech ecosystems, Nigeria is one of the continent's fastest growing startup ecosystem. With the revolution of the internet, a new order is fast taking the place of business innovations, which is digital technology. Peter Jejelaye is the founder, Chief Executive Officer of All Round Care Limited, a tech-based end-to-end distribution platform that is focused on e-commerce for groceries, fresh food, and logistical support for businesses and individuals. The young tech enthusiast shares some secrets to success and what it takes to own a startup business.
The secret to success for me is in 2 words: tenacity and passion. Passion and believe in what you're doing. That is the most important critical element towards success in startup. During COVID-19, after I made up my mind, right, I basically had some thousands in my account, basically say about, I think, 700,000 naira. The first set of things that you have to do is obviously ensure you have your company registered. You need that. That is one of the major things. Number two, you have to start building your technology. You have to start building your technology. You have to, if you cannot get a co-founder who is a technical person, you have to pay somebody to help you to build that platform, right? That is if you are not a technical person. If you're a technical person, you obviously have to look for a business co-founder, because most of the time as a technical person, you will not look at the business side of things, right? Because I'm a business person, one of the major things that I did was to look for market validation, right? What is market validation? Market validation is, I want to know if my idea will sell in the market.
Startup in digital tech space is the driving force in today's world. It creates opportunities for young entrepreneurs and provides a huge source of revenue generation.
The space is huge. It's everything you can imagine. Agric, e-commerce, finance, right? Education, even goes beyond this to mechanical things. So the impact is enormous. You're talking about a situation where you are able to do things faster.
Just like every other business, challenges are not new in this field, as some factors pose threats to existing and emerging startup in Nigeria.
In Nigerian society, the major challenge is the lack of funds. There are so many startups trying to come out there. So there are so many startups trying to bring out their faces right there, and not so many awareness, not so many seminars, forum, creating awareness for startups to be able to showcase what they have.
The Nigeria Startup Bill was passed into law on October 19, 2022. It is hoped that this will provide an enabling environment for startup businesses to thrive, especially in getting access to government loans and credit guarantee schemes. No doubt, a digital economy is essential, as it provides business solutions and makes life generally easier. However, having adequate infrastructure and the right policies in place will improve the digital tech space.
Every organized group is headed by a leader. Leaders have the innate quality to influence, motivate, and enable others to contribute to the success of any organization. Any sphere of life is governed by a leader, from small units like the family to large units like schools, religious bodies, corporate offices, state and country. Lagos State, the city of excellence, is known to have outstanding leaders, from the governor to public officers, union heads and market leaders. Iyaloja, a Yoruba word meaning mother of the market, is a title given to female leaders of the market. Every market in Yoruba land is under the leadership of Iyaloja, who ensures that market women are relevant politically and enjoy the benefits of democracy.
The role in the markets as a Yoruba, we protect our member, we make unity to be in the market, and when you come inside the market like Oluwole Urban, you will see everywhere will be peaceful. There's no fighting, there's nothing.
Lagos State, the commercial nerve center of the nation, houses numerous big markets like Mile 12, Lagos Island, Ido, Mushin, Oyingbo, just to mention a few. All of them are under the supervision of Iyaloja.
Before you can be marked as Iyaloja or Iyoja, we call it Iyoja. It's our president that's Iyaloja. We under her is Iyoja. So before you can reach to that level, you must have spent 6 to 7 years in the markets, because we have constitution. Then the next step is that with you. You will be doing what the market wants. Despite that you won't get it 100%, at least you will get 60% of what the market wants. I'm from Anambra State. So what I'm trying to draw out that as far as Chief Mrs. Folashade is concerned, nothing like discrimination. If you are Igbo and you qualify, you have it. If you are Yoruba and you are qualified, as far as she's there, she will give it to you. So there's no discrimination for Iyoloja. And the member will be in love with you. And before they will crown you for Iyoloja or for Iyoja, the local government will have your letter. All the states where you're supposed to submit letter will submit your letter. Your member will know. Your flyer will be in the market for at least 2 weeks or 1 month before they can give you your Iyoloja posts.
Markets in Lagos are well organized. This can be attributed to the extraordinary leadership of Iyaloja.
Our Iyoja, she's a very nice person. Her time is good because before this our plaza is not full like this. When she's now Iyoja, everywhere is full and everybody is at least thanking God.
Being a woman, she has really done so much. She has tried. This is a marketplace. You meet all kind of people there. We are coming here, it's calm, it's peaceful.
One cannot rule out the fact that exceptional leaders leave an indelible mark wherever they go. However, making a lasting impression as a good leader requires commitment and dedication, bearing in mind that you are called to serve.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Today, floods are among disasters that cause widespread destruction to human lives, properties, and the environment every year across the globe. But their occurrence and impact have been intensified through human actions and inactions.
We have been trying our best in one point in this street. We have been trying our best to encourage them not to be throwing those kind of refuse in the river because it allowed it to block so much. But I don't know how we can do. You know, human beings with their own mentality.
How can you go to use your waste and dump it in the canal? If you think the canal have carried it, if you go and drop it somewhere, block passage of water, and it cause another thing in the other year.
With a population of 170 million, producing thousands of tons of waste each day, such as papers, glass, cans, plastic bottles, and sachet water nylon, improperly disposed waste remain a big issue to deal with, especially during the rainy season when drainages are blocked.
50% of the 40% that was properly disposed is made up of PET bottles. And out of these PET bottles, we have only recycled about 10%. We still have over 90% that have not been recycled.
Looking at the magnitude of waste generated in Lagos on a daily basis, environment advocates express concern at the impact of used plastic bottles on flooding in the metropolis.
Some of our settlements are built on natural drainage lines. You see, typically you should have setbacks. When you have water bodies, you have a setback of about minimum, I think, 50 meters and etc. Each has their standards. Sometimes, or most times, you see settlements encroaching on our natural, drainage lines.
Waste has a valuable resource and can be converted into different variety of useful products. This helped to promote waste to wealth in accordance with the Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA advocacy strategy.
So in most of the majorly flood impacted, it is in Lagos. If you look at it, there's a human cost by the people that live in that environment as well. All the canals are annually cleared by drainage services, which is also under the Ministry of the Environment. They clear. But you don't block your drainage in your community. The water will come back to you in your community. Probably find a way where we can change some of our packaging in some of our major supermarkets, malls and shops, even markets, or even some of the food packaging that I'm talking about bread just now. Why can't we use biodegradable bags? Why can't we use paper bags? Why can't we use other ways to package all our food products, or all our market needs, or all our needs, so that we can use something that will biodegrade immediately? It's more important for us to move forward, to do the right thing, not go backward. Let us do the right thing, and the right thing is make sure you have a bin in your house. Make sure you bag your waste. Make sure you separate your waste from source. Patronize the right person, the PSPs, to take your waste to the landfill.
Government is therefore required to create an incentive for waste to wealth action and to encourage more people to set up recycling plants, not only as development to the nation, but also to reduce health risk and damage to the ecosystem.
Man is a social being who loves to live in the society with other human beings. It is a known fact that man cannot stay alone. He has to relate to the social environment. This could be his home, community, or his state. For him to build better relationship, he needs to communicate. Today's communication has gone beyond the use of telephone, electric telegraph, and newspapers. The advent of the internet made life easy. It revolutionized communication to the extent that it is now the preferred medium of everyday communication, which gave birth to social media. Social media, a means of interaction amongst people in which they create, share, and exchange information, as well as ideas in virtual communities and networks. Such tools include Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and so many others have helped break down geographical barriers that once restricted communication with its benefits, which includes sharing information, publicity, meeting people, and growing brands.
Social media has helped in communication in the sense that it has helped the transmission of information and messages easier, and it has largely bridged the gap. Like, we don't have issues of our relatives that are abroad, we can't talk to them. Through Facebook, through Twitter, we can always talk to them and communicate to them.
There's a lot of advantage on the social media platform. Like, basically it helps a lot of people when it comes to business, when it comes to exposing to arts, actually music. It helps a lot of people because it has that platform that people can use to, reach out to a bigger market.
Social media also has its challenges that could diminish understanding and thoughtfulness and even pose as a threat. This could come in form of cyberbullying, cybercrime, stalking, fraud, and infringement of privacy.
Cyberbullying, actually, it's not a good thing. It's about when people use your information against you. Maybe your picture. You can have an anonymous person take your information, get to use them against you. Maybe your picture, someone can create a fake profile and use your picture against you, your information. And that way people might think it's you, but basically it's not you.
The prevalence of social media has also made it easy for content shared by individuals to be viewed by strangers as well as acquaintances, thereby creating room for insecurity.
On social media, it's like a pass. People can't get to you except you allow them. So when someone infringes on your privacy, I think you've left room for that to some level.
Due to the anonymous nature of the internet, people could sit behind the screen from anywhere in the world and commit fraudulent activities. So it behoves individuals to be more security conscious, to be aware.
With a trend in social media where everyone wants to network, While some have been lucky to enjoy the benefits of social media, some have also suffered the negative side, especially as it concerns their private life.
There is no framework for regulating what goes into the social media. And there are people's rights. Right to privacy is involved. Right to freedom of expression is there. People's right to know is there. But you see, we need to balance these rights. If you say, I have freedom of expression, that freedom does not include freedom to libel somebody or to, disparage the reputation of a person and organization.
The benefits of social media cannot be overemphasized, as it hasn't only connected people with their loved ones, but it's one of the means of growing businesses and creating innovations. However, we must shun all manner of negativity associated with it, while users should be cautious and more conservative on sharing information concerning their personal life.
In our daily lives, religion plays a vital role. It's however difficult to separate Africans from their faith. In Nigeria, the most popular are Christianity, Islam, and traditional religion. The traditional African religion is as ancient as Africa itself. In the western part of Nigeria, these traditional religions are Eyo, Gelede, Egungun, Egunoko, and so on. However, Egunoko are good entertainers. Egunoko originated from Takpa, but it's more prominent in Lagos than other parts of the country. The masquerade height ranges from 5 to 40 feet, with different colors ranging from black, white, red, and mixture of red and other colors. To its believers, this deity is capable of eradicating smallpox and other evil in the society.
Egunoko has been playing a prominent role in Nigeria. It has been very, very crucial when there is no rain. If Egunoko people worship with sincerity, the rain will fall. And if there is epidemic like smallpox or chickenpox or any other things, once Egunoko people worship, all those things will cease. And the trees with which they uproot and be dragging all around the area, the community, is because of the prevention of smallpox or chickenpox.
Egunoko is very important to community. It is the
the masquerade of liberation in our community. Then Igunuko is very, very good for all children, all people in the community.
Its shrine is referred to as Igbo Oguno. Women are not allowed into Igunuko courts, but they have a vital role to play. They are the singers and the dancers. As Africans, this is a tradition and we must be proud of it.
Kabu. Wetin happen? The thing dey run.
As usual. Come. What do you want to do?
Now wetin? No be the shop where you say make me and you chop together before I say make I go toilet come back.
And you won't put out your toilet hand inside my food? Eh?
Come. Wetin? You blind? Abi you know dey see? You no see when I wash am now when I come back?
See, Lekpa, if you won't kill yourself, go ahead. No add me join.
Wetin key get to do with this matter now? Wetin key get to do? Shey because you wan pay for the shop where we go eat, now you know. If you no make a chop, tell me.
Not be so that they take wash hand when you just come up for toilet. You go carry soap, wash your hand properly.
You see wetin I dey talk? Na because you wan pay for the food, now all this law dey come. Abi.
See, you know how many plenty germs wey follow you comot for inside that toilet just now? Huh? You know? Small time now, your belly go begin run like Ben Johnson, or you begin vomit. Now that time you begin blame all the witches and wizards for your village. Or you go say na Yaruka food cause am. I beg go wash your hand, my friend.
Lepa, say you hear am. Na people like you na dey spoil market for person. You waka pass water and soap for latrine. You wan come put all the yamayama for inside your belle. Abeg, if dem send you, tell dem say you no see me, so gbọ́. Ah, sure.
Kabu, no finish all the meat.
cosmopolitan Lagos is arguably one of the largest cities in Africa, and equally so in the west coast of Africa. As a city with a huge population of over 22 million people, it is certainly filled with its own challenges and advantages. It is a transporter's natural habitat. Therefore, it is not a deceit to find the city filled of passengers daily trying to embark on commercial vehicles for journey to and from different destinations. As a result, there is an increased demand for transportation. Motorcycle transport, commonly called Okada, and tricycles, popularly called Keke, were introduced as another means of transportation to ease movement of people. Keke was introduced into the city of Lagos by the military administrator, Colonel Buba Marwa, retired in the year 1996. It was then named after him as Keke Marwa.
I think Keke is very convenient to take, and it takes you to your nearest destination. The bus stop is not so much like Downfall, whereby you'll be getting down, shifting yourselves and the rest. It's a bit convenient, and I think it's a bit safer.
Most time going to the office, I take Keke. Keke goes straight to where I'm going direct. There is no go slow, no dropping nonsense bottle, where there is no bus stop, dropping anyhow illegally. You understand?
Marwa Keke is secure than Okada.
I prefer Keke more than bus because Keke is more faster than bus.
For example, if you run in foreign, you understand me, we are safe. You can't use it to compare Okada.
Ever since, Keke Marwa has gained acceptance in many parts of the country as a means of transportation, although not without its myriad of challenges.
Presently, the challenges we are facing now is bad roads. Hot roads, we understand. Yeah? There are people on better roads, maybe some spend 4,000, 5,000 naira in 2-3 weeks. We spend like 10,000 to 15,000 naira due to bad roads.
When they drop, they pick, they enter the road and they move. It's at times very risky because as the motor is coming, it can hit them at times.
Keke Marwa is cost effective as compared to other means of transportation in Lagos. It can also maneuver through traffic and difficult terrains.
Vehicle going to that route, if I take the bus, they will probably be going straight to Ikeja, and I will have to pay for Ikeja fare. So I'm not going to Ikeja, so I just have to take this one that goes to Jibo straight.
I'm going to, it's only Keke that goes there. Okay. Your bikes go there. I don't want to take bike because they are always on a high speed.
Keke Marwa, though, with its challenges, has come to stay. It is a lucrative business that has helped many Nigerians to become self-employed. Tricycle were and are still a very popular mode of transportation, not only in India and some South Asian countries, but also in Nigeria. And with a lot of care from the riders, it can be safer.
It is a fact that taxation has a key role in a modern economy. It could be used in revenue generation, reducing inequality and resource redistribution. There has never been a time in the modern history of Nigeria that taxation has become a serious issue for conversation as it is today, due to the dwindling revenue of the country, particularly with the crash of the petroleum price since 2015, which is the main source of Nigeria's revenue. Thus, there has been a general call for the government to widen the tax collection coverage of Nigerians so as to bring more segments of Nigeria to the tax net to further increase the sources of revenue for the nation.
We spent more than half of our revenue last year just servicing debt, and the debt is increasing.
Less than 20% of taxable individuals actually paying tax in Nigeria. That is very low. Tax to GDP ratio is 6.2%. That's probably the lowest in the world. So these are things that are worrisome for tax administrators.
Despite the fact that show business is one of the most lucrative businesses in the world, many Nigerian entertainers are believed to be evading tax knowingly or unknowingly. What are the factors responsible for this state of affairs?
I don't pay tax, but that's not because I am avoiding to pay tax. I guess I haven't just seen like the structure or the system in front of me to, pay tax.
Nigeria is a country of creativity. Government needs to leverage on that to allow the sector grow before we can start talking about taxes.
Entertainers are involved in film and television production with actors and other employees of studio and production companies, earning wages, salaries or compensation for their performances. Copyright owners, such as authors, recording artists, receive payments in the form of royalties or license fees. Celebrities also receive endorsement income for recordings or making appearances and participating in photograph sessions for their sponsors.
Every entity, when I say entity now, I mean even corporate entities that earn revenue and have profit should also pay tax.
If you earn income, then you should pay tax on it. My only advocacy is that we exempt the poorest and most vulnerable people in society from the burden of tax.
Many Nigerian musicians have had collaborations with several international artists with very lucrative deals. So, it is quite obvious that the entertainment industry is a multi-billion naira money spinner.
The people don't trust government, so they are not willing to pay. So we have to fix that. Once you address the trust deficit and the little money you are collecting, demonstrate to the people through transparency and accountability that the money is not being stolen and it's not being wasted, and Nigerians will start paying their taxes.
Well, to be honest with you, more than the structure, I'd like to know what the tax actually goes into, because I don't think the problem is the paying of the tax. It's for us to actually see what our tax money is doing for.
Nigeria continues to record low tax revenue in the entertainment industry. Will it be the case that Nigeria has not yet discovered a proper structure for the taxation of the sector?
A lot of Nigerians don't even know what tax is. But if there's a structure that is working, and you go from A to B and say, bill like this is a bill, if you can do this and do that, he will even here come and meet you and say, I heard something about tax. I mean, what's up with your company? Where do they pay the tax?
We don't have the tax structure in place to make sure that we are appropriately tax those people. This is not only limited to that sector of entertainment. This is to do with the entire structure of the Nigerian system, including the tax and fiscal policy area. Government has to be a step ahead. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about low tax revenue, deficit, tax burden for a long time to come.
It is quite obvious that many Nigerians don't pay tax due to ignorance and low tax morale. Hence, the government needs to be seen to be working for the people. And for the government of Nigeria to stop losing billions of naira every year from the entertainment sector, a proper structure for taxation of the entertainment industry must be developed by the tax agencies. Moreover, more sensitization engagement must be facilitated, and stick and carrot approach must also be effectively introduced so that all stakeholders will know that it is no more business as usual. With this done, the entertainment industry will begin to yield appropriate taxes and Nigeria can move forward.
Ina son ɗan sandan da a shirye yake ya ba da taimakonsa a duk lokacin da aka buƙace shi.
Ina buƙatar kayan aiki domin in gudanar da aikina yadda ya kamata.
Ina son ɗan sandan da ba zai ci zarafina ba ko ya kama ni ba tare da wani dalili ba.
Ina so a ɗauke ni da mahimmanci akan aikina ta yadda mutane masu gaskiya ba za su dinga tsoro na ba.
Ina son ɗan sandan da ba zai tambaye ni na gora ba.
Ina son albashi mai kyau kuma a biya ni akan lokaci.
Shin hakan zai iya yiwuwa? Da ingantaccen dokoki.
Ingantacciyar hanyar samar da kudaden gudanarwa. Horaswa?
Da kuma haɗin kan al'umma.
Yana iya yiwuwa.
Yana iya yiwuwa.
Yana iya yiwuwa.
Nigeria is the biggest economy in Africa, with one of the largest populations of young people in the world. Nigeria accounts for 47% growth in Africa population and half of the country's 200 million people are youth under the age of 30. Nigeria is home to several high-growth digital companies that provide hopeful examples of the country's digital potential.
Digital economy is simply an improved way of doing business, going high-tech when it comes to modes of carrying out transactions and all forms of businesses that formerly requires hand-to-hand kind of shake.
The digital economy of a country is important. It creates competitiveness and productivity, boosting opportunities related to access to digital products and services that help optimize processes and production. It reduces transaction costs and transforms supply chain. The digital economy is an economy based on digital computing technologies, which is why it is called the internet economy.
It's as a way of curbing corruption, which is, there will be this consciousness in you that if you're to be working for a company and they have a system in place that checkmates or probably that monitors the inflows and outflows of the revenue.
The economy and society, as we all know, is constantly changing. As digital economy has enhanced buying and selling of goods and services, businesses are now digitalized, as seen in the transport industry, which is the availability of transport information in a digital form.
We can't operate without phone because most of our jobs is made online.
It makes it easier to pay, so you just get to pay online, you pay from your card. There's the ease of payment. So you're here, you're trying to get somewhere, and then you join that, you click, and then everything is easy.
It has a way of improving revenues for investors.
Movement of goods, people, and services is being made easy by just going online to book any of the cabs, such as Uber, Taxify, OP Rides, and Jekalo. How has this impacted on Nigerians?
There's ease to move around. You know, it saves you time, first of all. The introduction of GPS location helps your driver to locate you from your doorstep, and then they pick you up from there, which saves you time and energy of going to look for probably a black and yellow cab or a public means of transportation.
They tell you the amount, the range of amount you use, so you already know what to budget when you are going, and it's really less stressful.
Easier to get to your destination safe on those online taxis because you have this guarantee that those things are more convenient and safer.
Online businesses are done with its risk.
I would say not just for my business, but for any business that is online, you have security threats. There's possibility of people hacking into the apps, hacking into maybe the customers, not just from our own platform now, but on the web, you know, anything can be hacked into.
Nigeria is capturing only a fraction of the growth and need to strategically invest on the fundamental elements of the digital economy to keep pace. The country needs to increase investment in infrastructure, create an enabling regulatory environment for the digital economy to grow so as to deliver the 2030 aspirations of greater access to the digital economy and meet the bold objectives of creating 100 million jobs in Nigeria.
Entrepreneurship in Nigerian economic landscape includes many businesses considered to be the informal sectors of the economy. The Nigerian informal sector is said to be a major contributor to the Nigerian economy, accounting for a significant portion of employment and national gross domestic product, GDP. In our research, it was indicated that the Nigerian informal sector accounted for 65% of Nigeria's GDP.
MSME are basically businesses that helps a nation thrive. This industry, they are the bedrock of innovation and economic development. So the number one benefit of the small-scale enterprise is that they help the country to reduce unemployment. The industry also helps to give trainings to people to have skills and semi-skills that they can also use to employ others into their own businesses. This industry also helps to connect people together. Because if you look at most of these people that do small businesses, you see that they usually have a network together, in that they have like something like a cooperative that they do to help sustain their business.
The informal sector comprises any activity or source of income that is not fully regulated by the government and other public authorities, which includes enterprises that are not officially registered. Examples of informal employment workers include street traders, subsistence farmers, small-scale manufacturers, service providers, and traders, some of which are family businesses which for generations have continued to sustain their economic needs. One of several women in the market is Mrs. Endurance Edafiogo.
I have HND in mass communication. I have applied for so many jobs, but I have not gotten a good reply. My mom was actually an entrepreneur. She was selling oil in jerry cans, but I chose to do this one because I felt it's something I could manage and it pays very well.
For Mrs. Edafiogo, joining the family business wasn't a bad decision. Rather, it was a way of being self-empowered.
The benefit is that I'm always having money with me. I'm never broke. You don't have to wait till month end before you have cash. The challenges are every time you need to go to the market to get what customers need. Today you get this and you come and say they need this. And of course you have to make your customers happy. And during rainy season, you have to jump up and start coming to shop to open the shop even with the raining and all that. Okay. But to God be the glory. So,
in what ways can these small-scale family businesses be enhanced to improve economic benefits for the market women and nation?
When we talk about family businesses, they still fall between the micro enterprise. So a lot of family businesses can thrive if government policies is very, very friendly. Nigeria government has really done well in this aspect. And in the last decade as well, we also saw things like the UWIN project, the Smidan project, the Empower, the Trader Money. These are all policies that government did so that businesses can thrive.
It is quite obvious that family businesses and other economic activities in the informal sector of Nigeria's economy are critical to continuous economic survival of market women and economic stability of Nigeria. The women must be encouraged to continue in the path of economic prosperity. Also, the thrill of being in the driver's seat on the road to success should be more motivation for the market women to succeed. Are you contemplating starting your own business because of lack of job opportunity, or you're tired of the 9-to-5 job? Go ahead and create that job of your dream.
Despite the fact that Nigeria has Africa's highest caseload of depression and ranks 15th in the world in the frequency of suicide according to World Health Organization, many Nigerians still have misconceptions and misbeliefs about mental illness, hence stigmatize people associated with these medical conditions. It is not surprising then that most common beliefs of causes of mental illness among Nigerians, according to research, are supernatural causes. For example, magic, witchcraft, sorcery, and divine punishments.
In my own belief, some they are smoke drug, and then some they are spiritual.
Do you not think it makes someone to be mad? When you overthink, you don't have something to be eating. You'll be thinking, how will I get this to work? And how will I sustain for today?
I believe in witches and wizards because some of them, maybe if you do them something, they'll use that one and do you something.
Not every symptom of mental illness, you understand, is caused by spiritual this thing. But I'm not trying to say that, you understand, that not some level of attacks, you understand, spiritually, you understand, because I believe that things like that, you understand, they exist, you understand, but not all.
Where should the person seek solution?
In the church, because I've seen many of them there, because that's the church I went to, so I see many of them there, so that's the right place for them to go.
With these misconceptions and misbeliefs about mental illness, the result is stigmatization of people with mental illness and social distance. As a result, many of the admissions into community-based inpatient psychiatric units and mental hospitals are involuntary.
When you're talking about poor mental health, there are so many things that will come together. There are issues that, stress, no money, there are problems here and there. All these issues could come up together and give one a bad mental health.
With high rate of mental problems among Nigerians, traditional medicine is the preferred treatment option for those affected. Hence, the proliferation of illegal rehabilitation centers.
For people who are affected, then they need to consult a specialist. They need to go to the hospital. For mental health issues, especially for psychiatric issues, they need to go to a psychiatric hospital. And for psychological issues, they need to see a psychologist who's going to help them out. Everything boils down on money, and a lot of families cannot afford it. Our religious belief too makes people to believe that white Orthodox medicine cannot do it, and traditional people can do it, or prayer can do it.
With only 8 federal neuropsychiatric hospitals in Nigeria, it is quite obvious that there is considerable neglect of mental issues in the country. Hence, all stakeholders must intensify efforts to invest more in mental health facilities across the country and drastically increase mental health literacy and workable health policies. With this done, there will be significant reduction in stigmatization and increase in health-seeking behavior of the mentally ill.
Nigeria, the most populous nation in Africa, blessed with so many natural resources, with some remaining largely untapped, is also known to have an advantage in varied spheres of human resources. In spite of the nation's rich endowment, yearly thousands of Nigerians relocate to other countries in search of greener pastures. There are about 15 million Nigerians in diaspora, according to the United Nations Population Division Estimate 2017. Research also shows that 60 million Nigerians, or half of the adult population presently resident in the country, are planning to leave for other countries by 2023 to start a new life if they have their way.
People with different reasons, but my own reason for traveling out for business sake. If I have to travel out, I will go outside there, buy, and coming back for my country to sell it.
I don't need to relocate now because this country is okay.
I've never thought of relocating, maybe because I'm working and I'm enjoying my work.
According to Ambassador Martin Omombi, 602,000 Nigerians migrated to European countries in 2016 through the ill-famous Sahara Desert Mediterranean Sea route, of which 27,000 died on the sea. 68% of the dead immigrants were university and polytechnic graduates. Although this figure may seem exaggerated, but there could be an iota of truth in it.
The night we got into the desert was also horrible. I didn't expect what I saw. I discovered there was this breeze. I don't know what I would call it, but it was heaping sand towards our direction. So one white man came. The man was like, "Where do you guys think you're going to? You have food in Nigeria, you're safe. Why are you running away?"
To the Nigerians traveling without, proper document or without visa granted or something, I think I would advise you people to stop taking those routes.
The fact that hundreds of Nigerians continue to apply for immigration and non-immigration visas in spite of high fees and stiffer sanctions indicates that people are desperately searching for better opportunities. In some cases, people who have made moves have paid through their nose to unidentified agents who claim they can process their travel documents and also get them a job in the country they wish to emigrate to. Unfortunately, they are lured into voluntary slavery.
I can't imagine leaving your comfort zone for another man's country where you will be treated like a slave or you will not be welcomed. What do you have in place to travel? Who is that agent? Or who are those agents that connect people to travel? nobody is sincere. I've got a couple of stories, or many stories of how people lose their money because they want to travel abroad. They meet one agent or one agency to aid their traveling, and by the end of the day, it will all be cock and bull stories. And by that time, you lose your money. Some people, could even sell all they have.
The sad reality of leaving the country, either skilled or unskilled, is the hazards and emotional torture one goes through when your expectations are not met.
You have to be patient and endurance to get a job here. You cannot come today and go straight to work. You have to get maybe link or something.
It's not really for me to advise people how they're going to leave their country, but it's for me to advise the government to please do the right thing. Make people have sense of belonging in their own country.
Traveling is good, but it shouldn't be a do-or-die affair. If you must travel, get your papers right and other requirements, but bear in mind that the grass is not always greener on the other side.
The consumer protection in Nigeria, like in other countries of the world, is the practice structured to protect the consumers from the hands of unscrupulous goods producers and services providers. Through consumer protection, the government ensures that consumers derive maximum satisfaction from the services available in the market. As a result of imbalanced knowledge of these, the Nigerian consumers had over the years suffered so much in the hands of producers and suppliers of goods and services, with whom they were engaged in trade relationships in terms of supplying substandard goods and services, for instance, fake mechanical parts. In Lagos State, majority of people are unaware of fake mechanical parts and virtually do not know what Consumer Protection Council entails, and this poses consumers as easy prey for exploitation in the market.
If the tire or some other thing that we buy have error, they have to replace it for us. But some people do not even understand anything. Anything concerning tested or no tested or Tokumbo is quite different than a new chassis or going to company go and buy this. They have to give us guarantee. It is good for somebody that want to buy something to check the receipt. And if you eventually you discover that no refunding of money there, you have to make agreement with the old person that in case of incasity, you are going to return the property.
Sector, getting parts, you have to know most of the suppliers, they are, cutting, they are going behind to, get products that are inferior, and because they are very cheap, many Nigerians, many people tend to take the option of cheap against quality. People don't know, the dangers of getting inferior products. If you get a tire that has expired, or you get a tire that is, of course, the expiry date is, tampered with, and you get it, and something's supposed to last for about, say, 5 years, and after like the first year or second year, it starts developing problem. If you are ignorant of the fact that this thing can cause problems, by the time you start using it, it can develop problems,
The phone sometimes, and a week after that, the phone started, it developed some problems. So I had to take it back to the marketer, hoping that they're going to repair it for me free of charge because there's still a warranty. But when I got there, they said I was going to pay some money, which I refused.
The Consumer Protection Council of Nigeria, CPC, was established in Nigeria by the Act C-25 of 2004. It is a body charged with responsibility of protecting and safeguarding the rights and interests of manufacturers and consumers.
Most people are not aware of their rights, so the Commission go out to do awareness campaign.
It is pertinent to know that the consumer protection affects every facet of Nigerian businesses, goods and services. On the part of consumers themselves, they accept and pay for goods without adequate assurance of quality, and at the end of the day, this results to massive exploitation they face daily. Creating awareness by Consumer Protection Council to the populace through the media advocacy will go a long way in educating and enlightening the masses.
In conjunction or collaboration with some other bodies like NGOs and some corporate bodies, we have the Consumer Education Department. They go out to do awareness campaign in schools where they catch them young. We have the young consumer clubs. They go out like the NYC orientation that is just at the beginning of every orientation camp. We go there to talk about the rights and responsibilities and also inaugurate the CDS group for consumer awareness campaign.
All in all, total consumer protection is a collective effort. Its actualization demands collective input from not only manufacturers, service providers, and the government, but the consumers must be fully involved. Therefore, endeavor to know more about your consumer protection. It will save you from a whole lot of unfair treatment from providers of services and goods in our country.
Kabu kabu. Wetin happen? Wetin dey wrong?
As usual.
Come. What do you want to do?
Now wetin? No be the shop where you say make me and you chop together before I say make I go toilet come back.
And you won't put out your toilet hand inside my food? Eh?
Come. Wetin? You blind? Abi you know they see? You no see when I wash am now when I come back?
See, Lekpa, if you won't kill yourself, go ahead. No add me join.
Wetin key get to do with this matter now? Wetin key get to do? Shey because you wan pay for the shop where we go eat, now you know. If you no make a chop, tell me.
Not be so that they take wash hand when you just come up for toilet. You go carry soap, wash your hand properly.
You see wetin I dey talk? Now because you wan pay for the food, now all this law dey come. Abi.
See, you know how many plenty jams wey follow you comot for inside that toilet just now? Huh? You know? Small time now, your belly go begin run like Ben Johnson, or you begin vomit. Now that time you begin blame all the witches and wizards for your village. Or you go say na Yaruka food cause am. I beg go wash your hand, my friend.
Lepa, say you hear am. Na people like you na dey spoil market for person. You waka pass water and soap for latrine. You wan come put all the yamayama for inside your belly. Abeg, if dem send you, tell dem say you no see me, so gbọ́. Ah, sure.
Kabu, no finish all the meat.
In our daily lives, religion plays a vital role. It's ever difficult to separate Africans from their faith. In Nigeria, the most popular are Christianity, Islam, and traditional religion. The traditional African religion is as ancient as Africa itself. In the western part of Nigeria, these traditional religions are Eyo, Gelede, Egungun, Egunoko, and so on. However, Egunoko are good entertainers. Egunoko originated from Takpa, but it's more prominent in Lagos than other parts of the country. The masquerade height ranges from 5 to 40 feet, with different colors ranging from black, white, red, and mixture of red and other colors. To its believers, this deity is capable of eradicating smallpox and other evil in the society.
Egunoko has been playing a prominent role in Nigeria. It has been very, very crucial when there is no rain. If Egunoko people worship with sincerity, the rain will fall. And if there is epidemic like smallpox or chickenpox or any other things, once Egunoko people worship, all those things will cease. And the trees with which they uproot and be dragging all around the area, the community, is because of the prevention of smallpox or chickenpox.
Egunoko is very important to community. It is the masquerade of liberation in our community. Then Egunoko is very, very good for all children, all people in the community.
Its shrine is referred to as Igbo Oguno. Women are not allowed into Egunoko courts, but they have a vital role to play. They are the singers and the dancers. As Africans, this is our tradition and we must be proud of it.